Right. Okay. So let's continue the session, guys. In the last class, we discussed about the database architecture. Okay. How the database will be managed, how the files will be managed, how the files will work, how many types of files will be created. Okay. How to create a database using GUI option, using command query option also, how to create the database and how the things will organize physically and logically. Files, file groups, MDF, NDF, LDF, maximum file sizes, maximum files we can add, everything we discussed in the previous session. We have also created one database. Okay. So now let me connect to the server again, right? So now what we can do once the database is created. So what's the next target, guys? We have to create the tables. Okay. We have to create the tables. So we'll create the tables now. Okay, I hope some of you already know how to create the tables and also that's okay. Okay, so don't worry guys, if you have subject that will be fine. But those who are new, you don't know, right, what is table, how to create the tables and also I'll show you how to create the tables using GUI, using query also. Okay, how to create the tables using GUI and using query also I'll show you, and how to insert the data into the table, how to search the data, how to read the data, okay, using and applying some filters like where condition and all. So these things will be covered. Don't take much class on this, guys. This is completely covered under T-SQL. We are not going to, I told you, right, I promised you that there will be no programming coding and all. Just a basics, like at least you should be able to identify the scripts sometimes developers will give you the scripts, they will ask you to execute. At least even though we are not good in coding, at least we should be able to understand the lines and the terminologies, that commands, queries, that syntaxes and all, right? So for that purpose, I'm just creating the tables and all. In the organization, no one will ask you to create a table. As a DBA, we don't create the table. In case unknowingly, if someone is coming to you and if they are asking you to create the tables and all, we can tell them that, okay, so that is not our work, but that I can help you for that. But if you have any scripts, let me know. If you have any scripts, let me know. We can execute the scripts for you. So like that, you can, okay, tell to the customers or users, guys. Okay, so we'll never ever create any tables. We'll never insert the data, but we'll use some filters and all, where condition and all. Mostly we'll use where condition only. I'll show you how to use the filters and all. Okay, fine. So we have already connected to the SQL server, right? So in case if I want to create the table, okay, what is the minimum criteria? What I should have, guys? If I want to create the table, what I should have? Where the table will sit?
Database.
The
Right.
database.
Yes. Okay. So logically, I need a database. In the database only the table will be created. So we have the database. Okay. We have already created the database. Now let's create the table. Okay. So now if I want to create table in this Flipkart database, if I want to create the table, right click on the database. You can choose the second option, new query. Okay, why? Because you are creating the table in the database, right? Normally also you can open new query window and you can change the database name here, that's not an issue. But in case if you want to create any table in any database, directly you can right click on the database and you can choose new query. Okay, or else generally you can choose new query window. It will open with some other database, master database and all. You are going to create the tables in the Flipkart database, right? Click on this and choose Flipkart database. So whatever you're executing now, whether it is a create table statement or insert statement or delete statement or drop statement or select statement, update statement, alter statement, whatever it is, whatever things or queries you are running in this window, those queries and all will run on this particular database. You should be very, very, very careful. I hope we have already discussed this point. Whenever you are running any query, select or insert or update or delete or drop or alter, whatever it is, always double check where you are running that query. Always double check where you are running the query. Sometimes even genuine people also will do the mistakes and the impact is very high. Unknowingly, if you run any drop statements or delete statements unknowingly, if you deleted any data, it will leads to the termination, guys. So you should be very careful whenever you're executing any kind of query, except select query. Whenever you're executing any query like insert, update, delete, drop, truncate, alter, these are different kinds of queries. So whenever you're executing these kinds of queries, always double check where you're executing the query, on which database you're executing the query. Now I want to create the table in the Flipkart, so that's why I select Flipkart database here. Okay, so now I want to create table, guys. What I want to create, guys? What I want to create?
Table.
Sorry for that. I want to create the table. Very good. So if I want to create anything, what is the command? Create statement. Create. What I want to create? Table. So everything, every object will have name, right? Should have a name. Every object should have a name. So I have to give name to the table also. Okay. What I'll give? I'll give the name as orders. I'll give the name as orders. Okay. Now table is, what is the definition of table, guys? Collection of
Tabular form of
related data entries. Collection of rows and columns. You can say collection of related data entries. That is also another definition. So if you are creating table means what you should need while creating a table. Columns,
Table
right?
name.
So table name, we have given the table name. Next, what kind of columns you want to include in the table? You should know the columns, right? So column, as you know that table is nothing but a collection of rows and columns. So you should know the rows we can insert later. Okay, we need the column names. What kind of column names? So now as you are giving multiple columns, open the bracket. Now order, I'm just giving a sample data. Order ID is a one column. Okay, I am tracking all the products information using this order ID. So order ID is one column. Now you are defining one column, right? You are defining one column. Say for example, this is the Excel sheet, guys. Excel sheet. Okay. So now you are creating a table. Imagine you are creating a table in the Excel sheet. Student table you are creating. Okay. So student table, when you are creating a student table, what and all columns? Just tell me 4 5 columns. That is enough. Student ID, right?
student name,
Student name.
Student
Student
name,
name,
right?
sex, gender,
Right. Okay, whatever it is.
class,
Okay,
gender,
right. Next,
address,
address. Next,
phone number,
phone number. Very good. Okay, enough. Bus. Now, student ID should be what kind of data you can insert here, guys?
Numbers.
Can I can I insert Ramesh, Suresh, Peter, like that? Can I insert? Is it going to accept that values? Student ID? No,
no,
right? Means every column will have a definition, right? ID means it should accept numbers. Correct? Right? So that is called definition of the column. So this column will accept the numbers, should accept the numbers. So in case if any column has to accept the numbers, we have one data type. What is that, guys? Data type. Data type is nothing but the type of data that you are going to insert in this column. Data type. Every column name should be represented with one data type. If it is order ID, numbers or alpha. If it is hall ticket number, PAN card number, alphanumeric. So it can be alphanumeric. So what we can do, if any numbers you are trying to insert, okay, we can, you are defining the, hey, SQL server, I'm creating one column. This column has to accept numbers. So you are telling the same thing to the SQL server. How to tell? You have to define the data type. We have integer data type. If you mention integer, this column will accept numbers, guys. Are you getting the point? The second part, what is the second part, guys? Data type. What type of data this column will accept? In the same way, if you go for second column, you can see that student name. In the student name, I cannot give you 23, 45, 56. I cannot give like this, right? Means as you mentioned the columnizer's name, everyone will accept this should be a name, right? Correct? So you are defining the column. the definition of the column student name should be characters only. Student name should be characters only. So to define the character values in the SQL server, we have different data types, guys. Okay, one column is defined. Done. Give one comma. Now I am just adding second column. Product name. Okay, product name. Name. As you know that this is a name which is accepting name, so it should be character type of data. So we have different data types to define the character type of data. We have char, nchar, nvarchar. These are all different data types. Based on the requirements, we'll use different data types. So I'm going to use varchar of 100. Okay, let me change this varchar of 100. See guys, listen carefully. Shanmukh, when you're writing this statement, it is showing, sometimes it is showing blue color, sometimes it is showing black color. How to understand? When it will show blue, when it will show black, how to understand this? If you see blue color, that is a syntax. Syntax means for this word already a logic defined in the SQL server. For this word already a logic defined in the SQL server. For this data type integer already a logic defined in the SQL server. So syntaxes means already will have a logic. If you give that create simply kind of alias name, then it will use that logic to create the objects. Are you getting the point, guys? If you are giving manually, that will be black color, like name, inputs, these kind of values will be in black color. If it is syntax, that will be in blue color. Okay, that means there is a meaning for this. There is a meaning for this. SQL server knows the meaning. So when you create this, when you are trying to execute this, SQL server, okay, Shanmukh wants to create the table. By using these keywords, by using these syntaxes, SQL server will understand. Okay, Shanmukh wants to create a table. Okay, chalo, let's create a table. While creating the table, I need, boss, I'll accept some columns and each column should have a data type. Just give me those inputs. I'm going to create a table for you. Like that, SQL server will ask us. So we are going to create the table with the columns and the respective data types. Second column is also defined, comma. After every column, you have to put comma. Okay, guys. Next, third column. What is the third column, guys? Third column, cost. Okay, space. Sorry, Sirisha.
I'm so sorry.
Right. Okay. So next column is cost. Cost means, you know, right? Cost means what kind of units it will accept, guys. Cost in the sense what?
Numbers only.
Numbers only, right? Decimals. We can say float kind of thing. So decimal in the sense sometimes it will be $10, 25 pennies, something like that, or 10 rupees 50 paisa, right? So it will be point you are giving, right? So you can give either money. We have a separate specific column called money. You can give the data type. Cost means money you can give, automatically will take, or you can also define float like this also you can define. That's it, guys. Three columns. Bus. Okay, let's create the table now. Now I'm just creating a table. That's it's just a skeleton. Shanmukh, what kind of values in the table? I don't know. Nothing will be there. Why? Because this is just a skeleton we are creating. Once see, we have defined these columns now. Now in the Excel sheet, when we created this Excel sheet, where is my cursor? It's okay. So when I define this Excel sheet, I just created the column name in the first row. Then what you will do? Okay, this first column is student ID. Like this, you will give numbers. Okay. Okay. Second column is name. Then you will give name and all. Okay. So now your brain is totally tuned with this particular column names. So you will try to insert the same values respective to the column names. Right? Sex means M or F, male or female. Like that only you will prefer not to say. That also three options will be there. So like these kind of option, every column will have a meaning. Every column will have a definition. As per the definition, you will try to insert the data. Now you created the table. Now definitely next time what you will do, you will try to insert the data. You will try to insert some records. So in the same way, now I am creating a skeleton. Okay. Later, once it's created, I can insert some values into this table. Okay. So now I want to see whether this query is right or wrong. whether this query is right or wrong. Okay, so how to check? You can use simply a parse button. Parse it. Always remember, when you are executing any query, you have to remember two things. One is parse it, always parse it. It is good. It is one line, two lines, and all not an issue. But hundreds and hundreds of lines, sometimes you have to execute. Parse it before that. Parse it. Next, second important point, on which database you're executing. Very important. Lot of 5 years, 10 years, genuine candidates lost their jobs by mistakenly creating the objects or deleting the objects in other databases. Okay, so you should be very careful. I told you, right? Companies, companies will not allow you to do that. If you did one mistake, means that might impact a lot. We cannot even expect also. That's why they are very strict about the process. Okay, chalo. Now it is parsed successfully. Now if you see here, I didn't created the table yet. Let me show you. Before that, before executing, I'll show you once. I'm just refreshing the tables folder. You don't see any tables, right? Now let me create the table. I'm executing this statement. Execute it. Done. Command completed successfully means table is created. How can I see the table? Select the tables folder again. Refresh it. Now this time you can see the table. So Shanmukh, orders you created, fine. Then what is this dbo.orders? That is called schema. Server, database, schema inside that table. Logical hierarchy. Clear, guys? Logical hierarchy, SQL Server inside that databases, inside that schema. Schema is a container. Schema is nothing but a container. Okay, it's a kind of a logical container. That's it. So for example, now you are going to create some HR tables. In an organization, you want to create a HR table. So HR dot salaries, HR dot attendance, HR dot mandatory trainings, HR dot compliance, HR dot cabs, HR dot something like that you can create leaves. Okay, so like that. So all these tables belongs to HR schema. So it's a kind of a logical container. That's it. Schema is nothing but it's a kind of a logical container. That's it. You can create by default. If you don't give any schema name, it should be created in the schema only. But I didn't create any schema, right? But what SQL Server will do? It will create a schema for you that is called default schema. DBO is the default schema, database object or database owner. There is no correct definition for that, either database object or database owner. So DBO, by default, if you don't create any schema, by default, SQL Server itself will create a schema. Hey, boss, you are creating a table, I know, but we don't have schema, right? Chalo, let me help you. I'll create a schema for you. In that schema, you can create your table. So it will create a DBO schema. So if you don't provide any schema name, by default, tables will be created in which schema, guys? DBO schema, right? DBO schema, right? This is how it will work. So now I created the table. Now I want to see the data inside this table, right? I want to see the data inside this table. How can I see that? I want to see means I want to read it. I want to read the data inside the table. How can I do that?
Select command.
Very good.
Select.
We have a
Select.
command called select command. We have a command called select command. Select will help you to read the data. Select what you are selecting, boss. I am selecting a table. Okay, chalo. You want to see all the records? Yes, I want to see all the records. Chalo, use star then. Okay, select star. Star means what? All the columns. Okay, select star. From where? From where? Table name. Which table? Table name orders. Okay, so now you have to give statement like this. When you give statement like this, select star from orders. See, last time I didn't selected this query, okay, directly blindly executed. This time I'm selecting this query. In the this one, what is this, guys? Query window. If only one query is there, no need to select and execute. If multiple queries are there, see, this is one query, this is first line, this is one query, this is second query. If multiple lines are there, if you want to execute the whole, no need to select anything. You want to execute a specific line, keep your cursor here, click once, automatically the whole line will be selected. Don't select like this, guys. It looks awkward. Okay, as a professional, you cannot select like this. Sometimes if it's a big line when you're sharing screen with your manager and all, if you're selecting like this, that doesn't looks good. It shouldn't be a professional. Okay, keep your cursor in front of the line. The cursor will be changed like this, a cross mark. Double click on it. Sorry, single click is enough. Just single click is enough. Okay. Now I want to, out of these two statements, I want to execute one statement. So select the statement. And what we have to check before executing any statement?
With the database.
Parse.
Very good. Parse it. Very nice. Next. Next. What we have to check?
Where we have to make sure
Database.
exactly
On which database we are executing? Okay, we are executing on Flipkart database. Like you can execute directly, and now you can see here. Okay, 3 columns: order ID, product name, cost. That's it. We just created a skeleton. We didn't inserted any records in this table, guys. We just created a table like this in the Excel sheet. You can see, right, with no data. We just created a table. So by using the create statement, we can create the table like this. Now, as you can see, the table is empty. No data is there. No records are there. Let's create some. Let's insert some data, guys, in this table. Okay, how to insert? There is a statement called insert statement. Insert, where you are inserting into, where you are inserting table. Okay, which table? Orders. Sorry, insert into table name. Yeah, table name, orders. What you are inserting? I'm inserting values. Okay, values. Now we have multiple columns, right? We have multiple columns, right? We have 3 columns. You have to give values to all the 3 columns. I'll give first column value as it will accept what, guys? What it will accept? Order ID. What it will accept?
Numbers.
Okay, so I'll give first column as 1, comma, product name, string, character. When you are inserting a character value or a string, you have to always keep in quotes, single quotes. Keep in single quotes. Beside the enter key, you can see this single quote. Just press once. Beside the enter key, left side of the enter key, you can see this single quotes. Product name, iPhone 15. Okay. As the character is completed, you can close this by using a single quotes again. Comma. Only for character data, you have to give single quotes. See, for this, I didn't give any single quotes. Only character type of data, string type of data, you have to give the single quotes. Comma. Cost. Money. Means 1,50,000. Okay, so like this we can insert. So all 3 values are inserted, right? Still it is showing red mark here. It is expecting something here. That's why you can still see red mark here. If you keep your cursor here, it is showing incorrect syntax. See, incorrect syntax at the end of file. See, expecting close brackets or comma. See, it is clearly showing, guys. Can you see, guys, that suggestion? Right? We can close this. Right? You can close this. Now that red mark was gone. Now we want to insert this record into the table. Now select this line, and what we have to check before executing? Parse it and execute it. Now one row affected, you can see here. You can see when it was affected, at what time, everything with the date and timestamp you can see here. Right? Now one row is affected, means one row is inserted. Like that, let's insert multiple rows. Control C. Okay, here I'm going to hit enter. I'll just paste it. Okay, multiple times. Control V. Enter. Okay, and let's insert 5 records. Enter and enter. Right? Now I'll change this value. I can still execute the same statement. Shanmu, can I execute this for 5 times? Can I execute it, guys? Tell me. Can I execute this for 5 times, or it will throw the error?
No, we can exit it.
Guess it, guess
We
it.
can insert. Yeah.
Guess
If we
You
give
can
a
execute it.
primary key, then it will not.
Yes. Okay. Very good, guys. Okay. We can happily insert. Why? Because we didn't give any condition. Okay. So happily it will accept the duplicate values. No issues. If you don't want duplicate values, you can give some conditions. You can create some constraints like primary key and all. Okay. So now I'm changing the second record. This time I'll give, okay, something like Samsung. Samsung. Okay. So it will be around, imagine, 25,000. Okay. 25,000. Right. Now the third device. Nothing. Okay. Around 30,000. Okay. 30,000. And the fourth phone is something like this. Okay, what is the other phone, guys? Oppo. Okay, 15,000. And the fifth one is something like
Motorola.
Vivo. Okay, okay, so this is around 16,000. Imagine. Okay, so like this, I just edited, guys. Let me add here. Okay, so now what I can do, I can execute all these 4 records at a time. Select all the 4 records you want to execute, or keep your cursor here, use your down arrow, shift plus down arrow, it will select all the 4 lines. Okay, or else you can simply select here, automatically it will select all the 4 lines. Now parse it once and execute it. Now see, one row, one row, one row, total 4 times it will show you 4 rows affected. Now let me execute this statement. Earlier I don't see any records, right? Now let me execute this statement. Now what we can do, okay, I'm executing the statement, guys. You can see here, I'm executing this one, right? So now I'm executing select star from orders. Can I execute this one, guys? Let's execute. Click on execute, guys. So now it is showing invalid object name orders. Why?
Database.
Creating the database.
Yeah.
Why, guys? What is the error? Why I'm not able to pull the data?
Because
Database.
we create a master database.
Then select Flipkart.
So what I said earlier, before executing any query. So why you people
We need
did
to
this?
parse
You
it and
didn't
we have
select.
to see which database
We
will
have to
execute.
select a
Database
particular
object.
database.
Yeah. Why I even asked also, can I execute? No one answered. Anyone check the database name? What database name? What is the current context of the database? That's what you have to keep an eye on that. Okay. So wantedly I stopped my screen sharing and then I changed the database. Okay. So now if I execute, it will show you invalid object name. Why we are getting this error, guys? Invalid object name. Object means table. Invalid object name, which is orders. Okay, when you will get this error, if the table is not created, or if you give the wrong table name, in all these scenarios, you will get this error, guys. So now what I have to do, my table is created in the Flipkart and you are searching in the master, how you will get it? Right? If you keep your keys in the bedroom and if you're searching in the living and all, where you will get it? No, right? The same thing. You created your table in the Flipkart and you are searching in the other database, so you will not get the answer. So that's why it you can see the error here. Now I selected the correct database. Now I'm executing this. Before executing, parse it and then execute it. Now you can see 5 records. Is it clear, guys, how to create the table, how to insert the values? Are we good,
Yeah,
guys? Questions, doubts?
Yes.
Questions, guys, others?
Any shortcut for inserting data into table?
Shortcut in the sense.
I mean, like we have to give line by line, right?
We
For
have to give
inserting
line by
data.
line only. See, if you don't want to give line by line, you can do one thing. You can simply go 100 here. If you give go 100 times, the whole statement, whatever statement you will select, that will execute for 100 times. If you give 1000, it will execute for 1000 times. The last statement will execute for 1000 times. If you select any statement and you give go 1000, the last statement, whatever highlighted one, will execute for 1000 times. But the same data will be there. You don't see, okay, a unique data. You can see the repeated data, the duplicate data and all. But shortcut means, very good question. You can give 10,000. This will be executed for 10,000 times. 10,000 records you can see. Okay. This is what you're expecting, Saida.
Yeah, Shanmugh, but different
Different
data you
values you have
wanted.
to
Yeah.
insert. There is no shortcut. You should
Okay.
be fast in typing. That's it. Or
Okay.
download the data at the Google, or you can copy paste here. That is one more shortcut.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys, are we good? So this is how we can create the table. This is how we can insert the data inside the table, and this is how we can retrieve the data using select query. Okay. So now,
I think we can just insert the values, like insert into orders. values and
Yeah.
this bracket is completed, right? Again, we can open another bracket and enter the values.
What values you will get it, Akshata?
These values we can just add like continuously.
That's what, again, same data will come, right?
No, different data we can enter. Right?
That you have to enter, right? Without entering, you will not get the different data.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
That's what.
Yeah.
That if you want, you can do that. Okay, but he's asking another shortcut, like, okay, quickly to insert the data and all. Okay, fine, guys. Are we good? Now, when I run select star from orders, I can see star means I said right. Star means all the columns. Star, when you use star, means it will pull the records of all the columns. But I don't want all the columns. Shanmukh, I want to see only one column in this table. Is it possible? Yes, it is. How to do that? Select. You want to see, right? See means what? Which statement will help you? Select query will help you. Select which column you want to see. Order ID you want to see. Okay. Order ID. Order ID. Column name from table name orders. Okay. Table name orders. So now when you execute this statement, see, we can see three columns here. But when I execute this statement, alt X, okay, you can see only one column. What about other two columns, guys? Is it deleted? Are those deleted, guys?
No,
They are
no.
not selected.
No, no. Then how you are able to see this data if they are not deleted?
We have selected only particular column order ID.
Yes. We have selected only particular column. That's why we are reading. But from where we are getting these values? The
From
table.
order table.
Yeah, the original table is not deleted, but we can see only the particular column where. So it will create a temporary tables. Okay, it will create a temporary table. So that table, from that table actually, when you run the select order ID from the orders, it will create a temporary table and then it will show you the data. That doesn't mean the old data is deleted. You can still see. Okay, or select star from, you can see all the columns. Like that, if you want to see multiple columns, okay, if you want to see multiple columns, you have to simply give the column names. Okay, product name, you can give product name from order. So you can, this time you can see two columns. This time you can see two columns. Like that, how many columns you want, you can simply mention the column names from table. So if you mention column name from table means, okay, it will simply show you only those particular columns, guys. It don't show you the multiple columns and all. Veena, no need to, if you want to insert 100 records, no need to run insert statement for 100 times. In one insert statement, you can give all 100 records and you can do that. Okay. Yeah. So this is how you can see the multiple columns, okay, using this select statement, guys. Okay, what you have to do, simply you have to give the column names, what and all columns you want to pull. Sometimes in a table, 100 columns, 200 columns will be there. When you run select star from table name, automatically all the data will be loaded. But you want to see a specific column or specific columns, you can simply give the column names. Automatically, whatever column names you are giving in the select statement, only those columns will be pulled, guys, and it will create a temporary table with those columns and it will show you the data. Okay, so it's not going to delete the original table and all, guys. Now let's filter the data. I want to filter this data based on some conditions. Based on some conditions, I want to filter the data. Guys, to filter the data, we have one command called, or what we can say, class called where class. Where class, using where class, we can filter the data. Using where class, we can filter the data. How to filter? Say for example, I want to see the product of order ID 3. I want to see the product of order ID 3. How to do that? How to pull only order ID 3 I want to see. Okay. I want to see. See means which query? Select query. Okay. I want to see the whole product. Whole product. When you will get the whole product, all the columns, when you use star from table name orders. Right. Till here it's good. When you run this statement, you can see all the records. But no, I want to see a specific record where the order ID is 3. So what we have to do? We have to use where clause. Where? What is your condition, boss? It is asking where order ID is equal to 3. So now when you execute this statement, you can see only the third record. Only third record you can see. Are you getting the point, guys? If I want to see order ID 4, simply change it to 4 and you can see the product of order ID 4. Okay, I want to see all the products which is greater than order ID 3. How to see that? How to see that? I want to see all the products more than order ID 3. Tell me, guys, tell me your statement.
Where?
Order greater than 4 or sorry 3.
Say order ID greater than 3, right?
Yes. 3.
No, sorry, I'm in the mute. Okay, I'm so sorry. Right, guys, now when I execute this statement, how many records I can see, guys, now? How many records I can see now?
Only one record.
Only one record or 2 records or 3 records? Tell me, guys.
Only
records.
one.
One record,
2 records.
2 records,
2 records.
2 records,
One record.
one
Two
record,
records. Two
two
records.
records,
Two records.
2 records, one
How many
record,
records?
records. 4 and 5.
4
Two.
and 5. Okay,
4 and 5.
so let me select this and let me parse this one. Okay, so it is showing correct, no problem. And execute this one. Now you can see 2 records greater than 3, not is equal to 3. If I want to see 3, 4, 5 records, then
Greater than
3.
And equal
Greater
to.
than or equal to 3.
yes, that's it. That's it. You can see all the 3, 4, 5 records, guys. This is how you can apply where condition. Not only this, say for example, see out of this statement, I want to execute a specific words also. You can simply select like this. Even though you can see the whole statement, if you execute like this, you'll get the data based on the condition. But in this statement also, if you select this part only and if you execute, you can see all the data again, right? Whatever you highlighted, and if you execute, the highlighted command only will be executed, even though you can see lot of things in this query. Still, whatever text you highlighted, and if you execute, that portion only will be executed. Now, I want, tell me the you can open your chart box. Now, write a query to find. Okay, write a query to find the phones which is the cost greater than 30,000. I want to pull all the phones, the cost of the phones greater than 30,000. Type your answers in the chat, guys. Are you getting my question? Any doubts here, guys, please? I want to see all the phones which is greater than 30,000 cost, guys. More than 30,000, more than 13,000, 30,000. Okay. Ramya, iPhone, huh? Ramya, that is the answer, Ramya. You fixed it. Ramya, can you hear me?
Yes, Shinmukh.
Ramya.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
No problem, no problem. Try it, okay? Give a very simple answer like iPhone, okay? Nice answer. But I want the statement. I want to see all the phones. Okay. The cost of the phones more than 30,000. I want to see all the phones. Okay, we have only one phone. Right? Very good. One do 13,000. Okay. 30,000. 30. Very good, guys. Okay, very good. Right. So Pandu correct answer. Harsha correct answer. Rehan correct answer. Okay. Priya correct answer. Cost only, right? Where cost? Okay. Veena correct answer. And Sirisha correct answer. Where, where? Sirisha? Sirisha.
Oh, yes.
Where product name,
Yeah.
Where product name? Do we have any value in the product name?
Yeah, actually it is a column, right?
Column correct. That is column only.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
But see, product name means it will accept only these values.
Yeah.
Okay, then, so what is your statement? What should be your statement? Where?
Cost.
Ah,
I was
where
on-
cost? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it is clear, right?
Yeah.
I'm not convincing you, right?
No.
Okay.
Good at this,
Okay.
but I overlooked the columns.
No problem. No problem. Prasad Nandigam Vanna. Nakul is now. What is your answer, Nakul? Select star from product name. Where? Select star product name. Where cost greater than. Select star product name. After star, what it will accept? After star, what it will accept? Always table name, right? Nakul.
Yes, sir.
No. So what you mentioned, select star product name. Is product name is a table name? Select star
sir.
from table name where cost greater than your condition is true, correct. But the table name and you are missing from also. Select star from table name. What is the table name here? Orders. Where cost greater than 30. Okay, fine. Pavan. Okay, from okay. Akshita, where cost greater than 30. Teshomi. What is your cost greater than 30? And okay, very good, guys. Okay, right. So, what is the statement, guys? Very useful command where condition will use in multiple scenarios in the organization, not this phone and all. In the organization, we will read the system tables. Okay, system related data and all, we have to read it. Lot of columns will be there in the tables. So if you want to filter the data using where condition and also you should know how to use the where condition properly. Okay, select, I want to see all the records from, all means star, from which table? Orders table. Where, what is the condition? Where phone cost, no, not phone cost, just cost. That column name is just cost. Where cost greater than 30,000. If I want to see greater than or equal to 30,000, I can simply mention, okay, 30,000, guys, okay, 30,000. So now if you execute this one, let's see, we can see we have only one phone, that is iPhone. If I want to see all the phones greater than 15,000, okay, you can simply mention 15,000 and alt X, and you can see these are all the phones. See here, 16, 30, 25, 1,50,000. What is that? Sirisha, select star from orders where cost greater than or equal to 30,000. Means that correct. That is correct only. Guys, are we good? Any questions? Any doubts now? Any doubts, please? Guys?
Yeah, good. No doubts.
No, sure.
Yeah,
No
everything
doubts.
is clear, Sharma.
Okay, great. Okay. Fine. Right. So now what we can do, let me show you how to create tables, insert records, okay, and reading the data using GUI. These are all like queries, right? We have GUI option also. So how to do that? Go to tables, any database, go to tables, right click, new, I want to create a table. Select the table option. Now this time what table will create, guys? Column names and data types you have to give. Employee table will create a employee, okay, employee ID. ID means what? Integer, right? See how many data types are there. See, big int, binary, bit, char, date and time. For example, you are giving date of birth column. Date of birth column means date and time, or date. You can see here date and date time. Okay, date time offset, decimal, float, geography, geometry, hierarchy, ID, image, integer, money, nchar, nvarchar, numeric, nvarchar max, real, small. Shanmukh, we should remember all these things? No, not at all. Even developers also can't remember all these data types. Guys, creating tables, writing logics will be done by the developers. Developers and DBAs both are like what we can say, two eyes of the application. Okay, so developers will always write the logic, and as a DBA, it's our responsibility to make sure the databases and the servers up and running. Okay, so that is their responsibility, creating tables and setting and all. Sometimes from the application itself, okay, they will create the tables through application. When they're trying to access the application using application interface itself, they'll create the tables. Okay, so like that it will be. So employee ID, write integer. I'll simply type integer, first column. Second column, employee name. Okay, of course you know that, right? Varchar, I'll give 100. Okay, next, location, right? So I'll give same varchar of 100. Okay, varchar of 100. Salary, okay, what will give? Money, right? Now you can see save button here, right? Click on save button. It will ask you table name. Okay, give employee table, employee. Okay, click OK. Now employee table is created, right? Now I want to see this employee table, right? What is the statement, guys, to see the employee table?
Select
Select star from table name.
Select
Star from
Employee.
employee.
select star from employee. Okay, so let me write down select star from employee. Okay, right. Can I execute this one? Yes. No.
Database.
Database name Flipkart.
Very good. Okay, so this is not the correct database. We created the table we created in the Flipkart. So always keep an eye on the database name. Okay, now you can just parse it once, right? Command completed successfully, and you can execute. See, employee ID, employee name, location, salary. Now I can insert the data. Okay, but I cannot see the table, guys. Where is the table? Employee table?
Refresh.
Just we have to always refresh. We have to always refresh. Right click, edit a top 200 rows. I want to insert some data, right? Choose edit top 200 rows. Now what we can do? Employee ID 1, employee name something like Suresh, location from VLR, Bangalore, salary something like this 50,000 is getting. Next, second employee from, okay, second employee, let's go with the participants Abdul, and let's go, he's from Hyderabad, not sure but just guessing. Okay, and something like 60,000, right? And 3 Teshomi, okay, from US, and around, okay, 125K is okay, Teshomi, for you?
I'll take it.
I knew you think. Right. And fourth record, we can add, okay, something like Pavan, okay, Pavan, and from um VSKP, Vishakhapatnam, okay, and around 50,000. Like that, we can insert the data. Now you can simply save it, guys, and close this one. Right? Now you just execute it, all text. Now you can see. Okay, this is how you can see, guys. Now tell me, I want to see all the employees from US. Tell me the condition. Tell me the query. Select. I want to see, right? Select.
Star
Start
from
from.
All
Start from
employee.
employee
employee.
Where
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 US.
Employee. Where?
The
location is
Location.
location
Equal to.
data equal to
Equal
US.
to US.
Yes.
Okay.
Need to mention
Fine.
string code.
This is fine.
No string code. This is
Guys,
Single.
always remember, if it is a text or character kind of data, you have to always keep it in single quotes. As it is a string, okay? You have to always keep it in a single quotes. Now, select this, check it, parse it, and execute this. Now you can see only one guy is Tishomi from US. This is how we can filter the data. I want to see all the employees who is drawing more than 30,000 salary. Tell me, guys.
Select salary.
Select star from employee where salary greater than 30,000.
Salary greater than 30,000.
That's it. Very good. Very good. That's it, guys. Sweet. Done. Okay. Incorrect syntax. Why?
Where spelling?
Okay. Where and execute. Done. All the people are getting salary more than 30,000. This is 50, 60, 1 lakh 25 and 50,000. Okay, so in this way you can see, for example, I want to see all the employees, okay, who are drawing more than 50,000. I can execute, okay, like this, and you can, this time you can see only two people, 60,000 and 1 lakh 25,000. In this way, you can filter the columns as well as records also. Clear, guys? I want to read the data using GUI. If you want to read the data using command, this is the command. Using GUI means right click on the table, you have to select top 1000 rows. 1000 rows means only 1000 rows you can see. You cannot see the star. Okay, you can see only 1000 rows. In the table 1 lakh rows also there. You can still see top 1000 rows only. Why? Because you are giving the command like that. Select top of 1000. Okay, order ID, product name, cost from table name, guys. Okay, from table name. Now you can see here. Okay, all the records. Why? Because 5 records, right? Up to 1000 it will show. More than 1000 means if it is better to run, okay, select star query. But up to 1000 records it will show. Why? Because the command itself is saying select the top 1000, edit the top 200. Means what? You can still edit the value. See, go to edit top 200. Now, okay, now Abdul salary is changed from 60 to 70,000. Okay, now you can edit like this, and then you can close this, and then you can execute this time. Earlier it was. Okay, where is that? Okay, this is phone. Okay. No, this is not the one. Earlier, okay, now you can see select star from employee. Earlier, Abdul salary is 60,000, right? Now you can see it will be 70,000. Like that, you can execute Vena. You can execute different commands at a time, but for example, I can execute all commands at a time, but it will execute line by line, line by line, line by line only. First this line completed, then it will go to next line, then next line. But multiple commands in one query window, you can execute multiple commands. See, select star from orders where cost greater than, and select star from employee where location is equal to. See, let me show you. I am executing these three select statements at a time. Okay, I'm selecting these three statements. See here how you will get the data. Execute it. See, three different tables. This is the first table output. This is the second table output. This is the third table output. Okay, Veena?
Yes, sir.
Questions, guys? Questions, doubts? So sometimes you can see like this also. So Shanmukh, okay, let me ask you this, okay? Select star from orders, right? Now, here, I'll change this to master database. Now, without changing the database name here, I want to read the data. How can I do that? Without
Use
changing
master.
the database.
Before use master.
Use master, okay.
Use database.
Use master, okay. Right. Now, can I execute? I'm executing these
No.
2 lines.
No, use
This is the
Flipkart.
database.
Very
Database
good.
name.
Right. Very good. Use the database name. What is the database name, guys? Where it was
Flipkart.
created? Flipkart. Okay. Use your database name. See, even though it is showing master here, still you can execute. Shanmukh, you only said right. It should be master. Yes. It should be the respective database. Yes. But see, GUI way you can change the database like this. But there should be a command also, guys. For every action, command is there. Why? Because it don't understand GUI. Commands only to for a lot of actions we don't have GUI, but for every action we have a command. So the command way of changing the database, how to change the database context here using command, this is the command. Okay, now you see here this master will be changed to Flipkart. You see here now I'm executing these 2 statements. See, the database is changed and you are able to see the data also. I want to see the same data without using this statement. Okay, now I will change this to master. But without running this statement, I want to see the data in the orders table. How it is possible?
By using Flipkart orders.
Very good. Very good. Guys, when you are saying about your address, what you will tell, guys, first? If you are telling your address, what you will tell? First your state or country, then state, then city, then area, then street, then apartment, then block, then flat number, floor also. This is how, then only I can reach you, right? In the same way, table name is also having the same kind of full name. Okay, so what is the full name? We can also give like this: Flipkart dot with schema DBO dot orders. This is the full name of the table. Database name dot schema name dot orders. Without changing the database here, I can execute. Why, Shanmukh? Why all these things? Why? Because developers will write their queries in different ways. You should be able to understand, right? What it means. What it means. You should be able to understand, right? If they are not giving any use statement, don't go and ask, hey, you didn't give use statement. Where I have to run this statement? Where I have to run this query? They might add the database somewhere like this. So even though without changing the database here, even though without running this use statement, still I can pull the data using the complete name of the table, and like this you can pull, guys. See, I'm able to get it. I'm not changing. See, it is still showing master only, but I'm able to get the data. How? Why? Because I gave complete name. When we give complete name, what will happen, guys? When we give complete name, so automatically it will pull the data from the respective database. Questions, doubts? Sometimes some users will also write like this, guys. Okay, they will remove this DBO schema. They will execute this. Is this correct, guys? Is this correct?
No.
Let's try. Now tell me, is this correct? Is this correct? Is this correct? Is this correct? Is this correct?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Why? Because I'm getting output, right?
Yes.
I'm getting output. If it is not correct, I will not get the output. Then Shanmukh, where is the schema? If it is a default schema, no need to mention DBO. Dot dot is enough. Dot dot is enough, guys. In an apartment, if only one house is there, do I need to mention the floor and all again? Not required. If I am having multiple floors, multiple blocks, I have to mention. DBO is the default schema. Why again I have to mention DBO? So sometimes developers will also write logic like this. database name. If it is a default schema, if your table is created in some other schemas, you will not get like this. You should mention the schema name. If the tables are created in the default schema, then without giving default schema name, DBO name, we can still pull the data, okay, using this statement also. Select star from, okay, table name sorry, database name table name, guys, without giving schema. These are all the possible options where developers will write their logics, okay, in their scripting and all. So you should be at least able to understand, okay, not a great things and all, small things only you should be able to understand. Okay, so if you are able to understand, then you will not ask him. So if you don't ask means you are safe. Small things, if you ask him, okay, this guy don't know anything, like that they will treat, okay. So be careful, guys. So you have to keep, whenever developers are giving some scripts, don't blindly execute it, just go through it. You can easily understand that is a kind of a normal language only, but a machine language kind of thing. So direct commands will be there. That is how it will work, guys. Clear? Any questions, doubts? Questions, doubts, guys?
So can we change the value to GUI?
Can we choose values?
Change.
Yeah, we can change. Just now I edited, right? Using GUI or using query, you're asking?
Sorry, using query.
Using query, we can change it using alter statement. Okay, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. Okay. Any questions, doubts, guys? No questions? Okay,
No, sir.
then. Okay, so take a break, come back after 15 minutes. We'll continue the discussion. Questions, doubts? Right, okay. Fine, if no questions and doubts, so let's continue to the next topic, guys. Okay, what is the next topic? System databases. Okay, what is the next topic, guys? System databases. So let me open this notes. Notes. Yeah. System databases. Guys, there are two types of databases. One is system databases, second one is user databases. Okay, one is system databases. 1 minute. Let me do one like this.